Sam Schneid with Apple Tree Auction Center. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Great. For those people watching that may not know about Apple Tree Auction Center, can you tell us a little bit about the services that you provide or the products that you have on site?
We are what we consider a full-service auction company, which means that we can sell anything and everything from towels and sheets to fine art, jewelry, automobiles, antiques. We run the whole gamut there, and we're one of the few places probably in the country that does the complete service.
That's great. And someone can come to your location and drop something off?
Certainly. You can bring one item, or you can bring a whole truckload or carload, whatever you'd like, as long as they are items that will sell.
Well, tell us a little bit about the economy and Licking County's economy, how that directly impacts your business.
Of course, we always like a good economy, as everyone does, but we're probably one of the most inflation-proof businesses around, because if the economy is bad, then there are people that can't go out and buy brand new things, so they're interested in saving money and buying something at auction. So a bad economy works that way and helps us, but of course a good economy, then people are out there, they have more money to spend, they're more interested in antiques, they're more interested in fine art, and some of the things that are not the necessities.
Gotcha. So how do you go about budgeting for your type of business? I mean, how do you do projections for what you do?
Projections are difficult. What I can say is the last few years have been very good. In the last year, we opened up our building across the street that we had eliminated, so we added about 12,000 square feet to our operation. We, I think, probably added about 5 employees this past year.
Great.
So our business has been good. We anticipate 2014 to be equally as good, but it's hard to actually say what's going to happen because, for example, we have an auction going. As soon as that auction's over, our building is empty, and we don't really know where the next auction's coming from. But in 30 years, it's always come.
That's good.
It is good.
Well, thanks for being here today.
You're welcome.
Jim Mitchell with Morgan Stanley. Thanks for being here this morning.
Glad to be here, Sherry.
We're going to jump right in with a hard question for you. How does your company think 2014 will be with the economy?
Morgan Stanley anticipates steady but unspectacular economic growth in 2014. In my personal opinion, Sherry, one of the things that will certainly influence the economy is job growth. In 2008 through 2010, during the height of the recession, unemployment topped out in this country at over 10%. Currently it's at 7% and change. That's still a number that's too high in my opinion. I'd love to see that number come down. However, as you know, consumer confidence and ultimately consumer spending habits are tied directly to how secure they feel in their jobs. I don't anticipate explosive job growth in 2014, so for that reason I think the economy will follow suit.
Okay. Are there particular sectors that may have above average growth?
I think nationally you'll see healthcare continue to grow. The baby boom generation is getting older. I think it's inevitable that we'll see healthcare represent a higher share of gross domestic product in 2014. That situation is somewhat muddled though, because employers, insurers, and individuals are sorting through the effects of the Affordable Health Care Act in 2014. Closer to home, I think energy will continue to grow. An interesting fact, 10 years ago, natural gas produced from shale represented only 2% of total U.S. output. Now that number's over 40%. Licking County could not be more ideally located to take advantage of that phenomenon if it continues to occur.
Great. How about the Dow Jones? Where do we see that at year end?
Sherry, I hate to predict the direction of the stock market over such a short period of time, but let's take a look at some of the reasons why I think the market could go higher and some of the reasons why the market could actually fall in 2014, and we'll balance the two. First of all, the Federal Reserve Board continues to stimulate the economy with an accommodative monetary policy. In short, that means low interest rates. That typically bodes well for the markets. Corporate profits continue to be solid. In 2014, they're predicted to come in on a per share growth average of over 10%. That's a good thing. More money in our company's pockets means that they'll continue to pay higher dividends, they'll continue to buy back their own stock in some cases, they'll continue merger and acquisition activity. That could lead to higher stock markets. Plus, if you look at some of the reasons why people are shying away a bit from some of the traditional investment asset classes, and I'm referring to cash and bonds. In this low interest rate environment, cash and bonds don't look particularly compelling. That alone could lead to a higher stock market. Now, on the other side, for people that are less optimistic about stocks, they'll point to the fact that higher interest rates, if the Federal Reserve Board discontinues its accommodative monetary policy, could lead to downward pressure on interest rates. Also, people point to the fact that the market could appear to be fully valued at these levels. That would mean the market could stabilize in 2014 and possibly there could be some downward pressure. And there's also that unforeseen risk of a geopolitical event that could negatively impact the markets. What I'm referring to there, Sherry, could be unrest in the Middle East, which could lead to higher energy prices, God forbid a terrorist attack, or something that could spook investors and that could drive the markets down on a short-term basis.
Do you have a forecast for the GDP this year?
Sherry Morgan Stanley believes GDP growth will come in at about 2.7% in 2014. That's a number that is okay. It's not great. I personally love to see it hit 3% because I think that would suggest an economy that's growing a bit more rapidly, but I don't think we're going to hit that number. I think 2.7, 2.8 is going to be where we'll finish in 2014.
Thanks for being here, Jim.
Thank you, Sherry. I appreciate it. My pleasure.
I have Paul and Cindy Palumbo here with the Palumbo's Italian Market. Thanks for being here this morning.
Thanks for asking
Yep,
us, Sherry.
thank you.
Now, you guys did a drastic career change going from working in the manufacturing industry into opening your own Italian market. What made you decide to do something like that?
Well, Paul and I have both worked in the manufacturing industry all our lives. We've been in quality assurance, customer service. We also worked with training. So we wanted to go into something that we both really like, something that we enjoy, do something on our own. So we decided that it just made really good sense because we both love food and wine for us to go into the food service industry.
Italian food in particular, is that one of your favorites?
Yes, yes.
Well, good. So I know a little bit about the food industry as far as the small margins. So how do you stay competitive and what sets you apart from your competition?
There's no easy answer to that. From a business perspective, everyone's going to tell you have to know your customers and offer good value products and keep your costs down all the time. But really for us, we do it because we enjoy doing it and we want our customers to enjoy it when they come in the store. So we're constantly searching for new recipes and foods on the internet and things we can do, and we try them out on the customers in wine tastings or dinners to see if they like it. And then we'll carry different things on the menus and offer specials. So people don't always know what we're gonna have when they come in.
So you surprise them.
We surprise them, yeah. But it's about having a good time. We want people to leave the store feeling good that they came in and they got what they wanted and it was a really good value.
Great. So looking to 2014, do you project another good year, or how do you think it's going to go for you?
Our predictions are very favorable. We're trying to focus on a marketing technique towards catering, both the business and the private sector for 2014. But right now our retail store is going very well. I mean, we have a very loyal repeat customer clientele, so it's been good.
Great. Well, thanks for being here this morning.
Thank you.
You're welcome, thank you.
We have our resident Groundhog with us today. Thanks for coming out of hibernation for us. How are you today? Mr. Groundhog?
Sorry. Pleasure to be here, Sherry.
So tell me, your cousin Phil chooses to live in Pennsylvania. So what brought you to Licking County?
Well, Sherry, first of all, I really dig the soil here. You know, the job market in Licking County is phenomenal. We're constantly breaking ground for new growth. My cousin Phil has no idea what he's missing.
So when you're not in hibernation, what do you do for fun?
You know, I love visiting Velvet Ice Cream. So many delicious flavors to choose from. And the spas here are great. As you can imagine, my nails really take a beating. Between all the wineries, breweries, and restaurants, so much to do and so little time.
I understand. So the big question of the day is, will you see your shadow and will we have 6 more weeks of winter?
I'm so tired of this question. You know, statistically, we're only right 39% of the time. Still better than a meteorologist, but who knows?
Okay then, thanks for being here this morning.
Thank you, Sherry.